All right, checking everything, checking sound. We have sound, video. We got video. Just a few seconds. Okay, nice. So let's go. Hello and welcome back, my Royal Rogues. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Royal Rogue, and we're back on another live stream to talk about the royals and non-royals and be updated on all this royal soap opera that is ongoing every day. That's why we have live streams every day, and that's why we are interacting in all these live streams. And one thing that I wanted to tell you that is important for your enjoyment of these live streams is that when the live streams have ended, some of you wanted to see the shorter clips, the smaller topics, and not the whole live stream. I will be including in the live streams on YouTube the chapters, so you can jump to the chapter that you want to watch. Okay, that is basically the easiest way for me to just divide the live by chapters. So maybe you come here to any of these lives, starting from 2 lives ago, and you can see that there are going to be tiny timestamps for every section. That way you can you can decide if you want to watch the entire live from beginning to end, or you want to jump to a precise section. I don't know if at some point I will upload those videos as a standalone, depending on the topic. It all depends. I'm making this test at this moment, and it's to please every single one of you. Some of you want longer lives, and at some point I can make longer lives. Rest assured that I will make longer lives. I think I could make longer lives. I only needed to, fix my production pipeline. You know that I'm always how to say that, making this kind of experiments to bring you the best content. And speaking of which, you know that I ran a poll the other day, and the bowler hat won. But I want to buy a British hat. Bowler hat was first on the list. You decided that the bowler hat should be the first one, and I'm pleased to announce that my bowler hat is on its way. So very soon you will, I don't know, I will have to make some space on my composition so you can see my bowler hat, but it's on its way. The biggest challenge with the bowler hat is that I have a big head, right? So I don't know, I had to get the biggest one, the XL, because my head is big. I have a big head. I always had that issue with all sorts of hats, baseball caps, everything. That's why I really don't use them much. Luckily, you can actually order a very precise size. So in this case, maybe it can fit my big head. And you might remember this meme from a bit ago, that I wanted to visit Balmoral Castle, but with those private groups, or any tour at Balmoral that didn't allow any cameras. So maybe at some point, maybe I get my first bowler hat and it said, it would be nice. It has a GoPro or a pinhole camera hidden like a spy, right? You know that I like that kind of stuff. And maybe I could get a second bowler hat and install a GoPro inside, so for my tours, my secret tours around the UK. I would have. Some of you are saying you don't have a big head, Susie Q. Well, my head disagrees. Maybe my head is proportional, right? It's not out of proportion, but yes, I have a big head. Not a block head, but a big head. Oh my God, so many rogues for all over the world. And just a heads up that the signatures to rethink, for ESPN to rethink that award, the Pat Tillman Award to Prince Harry, have reached 55,000 signatures. Thank you, Sonia Patterson, for pointing this out. And, well, I'm pretty sure this is going to get to 100,000 with the big yellow disclaimer and everything. We don't care. You just need to sign. Remember that you're going to receive an email, and you have to click on that email so your sign is your signing is registered in the system. I've also, that shopping for the hat, I also found some tartan ties that I want to get myself, and I will get those tartan ties as well. Update my how do you say that, my vestimenta, mi ajuar. That in English there should be a nice word for that. But we need to talk today. What brings us today? What you saw in the thumbnail, in main title, there's something odd between Harry and Serena. What is odd between Harry and Serena? Before I say anything about this topic, two things. I see that some of you are arriving and you did not get a notification. That sometimes happens with YouTube. At the same time, sometimes happens that you get unsubscribed from channels. You might be able to check if you are subscribed to the Royal Rogue. And also, this is important in other social media. If you are following me on other social platforms, make sure that you are still following me, because it happens. It can happen a bit. And the second thing, before we get into this topic, is that, well, I need to warn you. This is the warning sign that whatever I'm going to say from this point up to the end of this topic, of the Harry and Serena topic, warning, you're entering the alleged not confirmed zone. So this is a beautiful animation, so my attorneys can sleep at night, and I can sleep, at night a bit more with tranquility, deep sleep. I'm trying to. I've been fixing my sleep schedule. That's why I have more energy for these lives and for you. But let's start with this absolutely out of the blue and totally unconfirmed gossip. This was shared by Tatiana Enns on X and was at the same time shared by Secondhand Coke on Reddit. So I don't know if it's been mentioned yet, but Serena Williams reportedly listed Harry getting this award as a condition of her hosting. So now we have the red connection from Meghan to this award for Harry. Serena does not like Meghan Markle. This is talked about throughout Hollywood. We have said that maybe it's not that Serena doesn't like Meghan, but in terms of business, well, they are planets apart. They are absolutely nowhere near each one. This makes me wonder, what does Meghan have on Serena Williams? And I wanted to start this topic jumping headfirst into something that Resting Dollface, you do amazing homework and journalism. You're a better journalist than any of those journals and royal journals out there. Resting Dollface, of course, they would. At least one past recipient received of the Pat Tillman Award. One past recipient received how much from Harry via his Archwell charity? Okay, Archwell donated $250,000, a donation to Team Rubicon. Resting Dollface shows the receipts straight from the IRS, the tax stuff from the United States, where you can see the donation from Archwell to Team Rubicon. And Team Rubicon is led by Jake Wood, who was awarded the Pat Tillman SP Award in 2018. So, again, I am not saying anything, but you don't tell me that this sounds suspicious. It's like why was that Well, it was so precise. You know that Archwell is not a charity organization that has this many connections with many charities. It's something very special, very particular with a select number of them. So there must be some kind of reasoning behind this. And this is a connection that is, well, makes all the Harry receiving the Pat Tillman Award a bit murky, as everything that happens with the Montecito morons. But that's what we got right now. And at the same time, like clockwork, all this backlash that has happened in the media, all the backlash that has required that ESPN issue a statement that no matter what happens, Harry is still receiving that award. They don't care about the backlash. They don't care about anything. Harry is going to receive it whether you like it or not. And that's why they sent, I don't know which bot farm is that, but that's why they sent their bots to denounce or flag the change.org page where with that 55,000 signatures to, well, just reconsider. It's the wording was quite polite. But now we see this. US Weekly shared this article. The headline is Prince Harry's military career from enlistment and retirement to Invictus Games and beyond. And it was shared on X with this tweet. Prince Harry has remained dedicated to the military following his retirement from the British Royal Army in 2015. All right, so this is the puff pieces that are beginning to pop up, right? There has to be some kind of, I mean, if there's nothing to fear, if Harry actually had experience or whatever in the military, in Afghanistan, the 2 tours, whatever, if it was so crystal clear, if it was so crystal clear that he's working, actually working, not just showing up, but actually working with the Invictus Games, well, why are these puff pieces necessary right now? They are not needed. They are unnecessary. It's like you're trying to explain. I've said that many times when in my Body Language Guy channel. If you sometimes there's no explanation needed. It is a fact, and that's it. And it's like they are desperate. Maybe not Harry. I don't think this is from Harry. I think this is from Team Meghan and Archwell. They don't like the backlash. They don't like the criticism, so they have to do something about it, even if it's a puff piece from US Weekly, and we have to believe that. I've got a couple commentaries from Christine Friba, and this is the first one. Prince Harry did not retire from the British Army. He quit. There is no British Royal Army. Harry didn't earn the necessary command rank of Major to advance, nor did he fulfill the 22-year commitment required to retire. If you want to know about military stuff, I recommend that you follow Christine. Prince Harry never came close to finishing a tour of duty and an army career. Impossible to remain in the armed services without completing required schools. No retakes. A steady increase in rank, leadership, and responsibility. American officers require a degree and masters, for example. So all this that we have seen is that, well, we see like, it's like this picture. It's like this picture. It's the same picture that I showed you a couple minutes ago. And you see Harry with that smug face. Oh yeah, I'm here. And the other guy is like, no man, no, you don't belong here. You certainly don't belong here. And what else do we have before we go into the, well, actual thing? What is going on between these two? We need to mention this. Somehow, out of the blue, you know that I have been reporting that Meghan's cooking show is, well, effectively cancelled. It is not going forward. And we have Today, July 3rd, Meghan Markle wraps filming on her new Netflix show. All went well. All right. I guess we have to. I guess we have to trust it. Meghan Markle has reportedly finished filming her upcoming show for Netflix, and insiders say that it all went well. That is really vague, right? While details about the Suits alum's new project remain scarce for obvious reasons, because there's no said project, the series will reportedly be centered around cooking and wellness. Well, cooking and wellness. How can I put this in a certain way? I'm going to get this meme out of the way first. Thank you, IHTanders12 on X. Meghan's Netflix show and the world oblivious to whatever is going on. But I'm going to tell you why is this. You know that I've been reporting the current state of this show. This wording is unusually vague for a show from someone so infamous. In the case of Meghan, you should have at least one or two pictures behind the scenes. You should have actually say that where it was filmed or how it's too vague. And all of a sudden, she wrapped filming. I don't know, Rick. I have other reports about that. I cannot say that I have confirmed reports, but this tells me that this just confirms what I've been telling you. Two things. They have to make it seem like Meghan is doing something. Okay? That is important because remember, something from Meghan has to be done this year. And they don't have anything else besides the cooking show. And this is a must. I don't know how to stress the fact that Meghan absolutely, it is mandatory. She has to do something, anything with Netflix this year. And that is causing a lot of stress on both ends, on the Montecito end and in the Netflix end. So maybe they are announcing this to, make some time, kill some time or something, like try to play it safe with the viewers. It's not that we are eager to watch Meghan's show. I am not, certainly. But I told you that should that teaser of that show drop, and most probably it's gonna be a full-blown trailer from the start, that is going to be really fun to watch. That is going to be complete meme material. I don't know. Maybe I could be wrong. I am not the oracle. I am not 100%. I have never been 100% on point. I've never claimed to be. I've nailed my predictions, some of them. But this one, the wording, what I've heard, is gonna take a while. It's gonna take a while. It's like that George Harrison song. It's gonna take a while to do it, even if she did it. And you know that we were talking about Beatrice and Eugenie. These things are popping up again. I remind you that we're going to talk about Serena and Harry, and of course Meghan. It's important. it's important in that equation. But this is also part of that marketing and branding agenda. Meghan Markle convinced Prince Harry still has Alice in the firm as she conjures up plan. How convenient that these headlines pop up when Beatrice went to, give William a hand with the Urshot Prize. As we saw yesterday, we ran a poll at the end of the live, and more than 70% of you believe that just Beatrice could be a working royal. Just Beatrice, not Eugenie. You know that the one who is closer to Harry and Meghan is Eugenie, but 70% of you agree that Beatrice could be welcome as a working royal, because why not? And this just pops up. It's like, oh, look at this. William even trusts Beatrice, but Beatrice is still an ally of Meghan and Harry. You know that they are always going to look for any kind, any sort, any tiny sliver of connection with the royal family. It's something that is baffling. It's like they cannot do anything by themselves, and whatever they have done by themselves, it hasn't worked. And why? Because they take too much time to do it. They need to act faster. For me, it would be great if the Montecito morons act faster, because that would mean faster content for more memes. It would make my job so much easier. But no, they had to take like 6 or 8 months to do whatever they do with the contracts they have. And now they are trying to, well, get closer again to Beatrice and Eugenie. Meghan Markle has her eyes set on Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie. Look at the order. The order is interesting. As possible next targets to support her brand, and wants Prince Harry to reach out to them, an insider has claimed. You know that those insiders sometimes could be true, sometimes not. In this case, it fits. The shoe fits. The princesses of York are known to have kept in contact with the Duke and Duchess of Sussex ever since their departure from the royal family and moved to the US in 2020, despite the ongoing royal feud. But the problem is that if William can trust Beatrice to stand up for him at the Earlshot Prize, I don't think it's the same situation like back then. I don't think it's the same relationship that they could have and this. So let's go back to the topic of Serena and Harry. Why is this? It is my question. Why is this that so many times, even that Serena has claimed that Harry is her coach? Like sometimes when she is, her mind is all over the place, she goes to Harry for advice. What kind of advice? What kind of advice can Harry give Serena Williams? I mean, I have said this like, I don't know, at least 3 times. The 2 most difficult, or the 2 most mentally and physically demanding sports in the world are tennis and boxing. It is not my opinion. It's something that you can just maybe you just Google it. Maybe you agree, you disagree, but it is a fact. Tennis and boxing are extremely demanding physically and mentally. And Serena Williams is one of the greatest athletes in human history. And I want to understand how one of the greatest athletes in human history, when her mind is all over the place, you go to Harry for advice. And why? I understand that you can be on those better up Zoom calls and marketing videos and everything side by side, but why say that? Is that Meghan has some kind of information? Is Meghan blackmailing Serena in some way? I don't understand. Because that's when I tell you that, okay, you can have your alliances. Serena could be perfectly okay with Meghan. She could be your friend. You could be friends. Nobody is against that. No, nobody is against that. Harry can be friends whoever he wants, as long as they don't hurt or harm third parties. They are adults. They can do pretty much whatever they want within the law. But don't you tell me that those kind of statements, that kind of statements from Serena are not strange. I'm not saying again, remember that we are in the alleged not confirmed zone. I'm not saying that this is true, that Serena had to force everyone for Harry to get that award. But at the same time, remember that Alexis Ohanian, I don't know if that is the right way to pronounce his last name, Serena's husband, he is more or less related at the same time to Better Up. And Better Up, the business model of Better Up is trying to, well, keep all this mental health on startups, especially in the San Francisco area. They are allegedly global, right? But their niche, their market is specifically, precisely startups. And San Francisco and all that area is still the area. It's still the go-to place for startups. So it's still that niche that they are going after. So there's this entanglement around this. And that is at the same time, might be that Better Up, that Better Up to hire someone, in this case, Harry, he should have legal status, right? Legal status in the United States. And that legal status might have to do something with, well, what is the reason that you're here? Just because you married an American citizen? I don't know. I don't really know how it works, but that's the reason why so many people have said that those awards in which are so important that even puff pieces are being pushed to sway the public opinion and try to sweep things under the rug. Why is it so important? Why does this happen this way? I would like to know. I'm sure that there has to be people at the Invictus Games who actually make things happen. We already know back then that two of them were involved in not how to say this without getting into trouble. They were involved in murky businesses. I could say not monkey businesses. Oh my God. Jean Henderson, please someone help Jean Henderson with her question. By the way, someone corrected my pronunciation on that word. Beard, right? You say beard. Please, Rogis, help Jean with her question, but because I cannot do it directly, I would get really into trouble. Beard, the beard. I used to say it beard, right? And it's beard. I understand. All right. So you see all these tracks that lead to Megan and Serena, that for some reason they keep being friends. For even more strange reasons, Serena doesn't help Megan directly with her American Riviera orchard. She tries to help at some point, but until after Megan has screwed everything up, so it's too late. What is going in there and why it is so important, why it is so critical that Harry gets that award, especially that award, which is so personal. Again, the Legends of Aviation, they didn't need to have all these puff pieces out. If they got them out, it was not that big of a big deal. But I don't remember the award given organization to have to issue a statement about it. So it was not that bad, especially of the person who was related to the award. In this case, Pat Tillman was no person back then. It makes it so personal right now That is what people are complaining. No, Harry, you don't have you don't have the character to get there. So I'm even open to what is your take on this? Because so many things, so many odd things happening with Harry. There's something that I wanted to mention from past days, and is that haven't you found it? I know that I needed to say that this is something that I was thinking right before starting the live stream. Have you ever wondered why Harry's connection to Serena has been almost exclusively through Better Up? I mean, have you seen Serena's claims that he is her coach and all that stuff, but have you seen Harry and Serena in another event that hasn't been organized by Better Up? For all that Megan and Serena are really good friends, we don't see that much. I was thinking about that. That is the kind of things that I'm just keeping in the back of my subconscious, trying to think about it, and I don't know. There's something that rings strange about that. Something that rings strange about that. So we're gonna move on. Thank you for helping. Thank you for helping with your answers to the question. Let's talk about this. I found this really interesting. William and Catherine's new hire for the Royal Foundation. William and Catherine make major new hire for new royal role. And it's this guy. The Prince and Princess of Wales Royal Foundation has appointed former Tesco boss Sir David Lewis as a director on the charity's board of trustees. You will say, why are you mentioning this? Why is this guy so special? Well, I had a joke, by the way, in my X account. Sir David Lewis, the new director of the Royal Foundation's Board of Trustees, looks like he could play a rugged, older James Bond. Yeah, he looks rugged, like he can tackle people in hand-to-hand combat. But moving forward, Sir Dave, who was knighted in 2021 for services to the food industry and business, worked for more than 27 years for giant consumer goods company Unilever, and from 2014 to 2020, he became Tesco's CEO. I mean, this guy is a real and actual heavyweight. I want to mention this because this is something that it is like taking a look into William and Catherine's strategy. I'm going to digress a bit, talking about an example. You know that Elon Musk has a SpaceX, right? And Jeff Bezos from Amazon has Blue Origin. And something funny is that Blue Origin was created 2 years before SpaceX. And Blue Origin, that was created 2 years before SpaceX, hasn't reached the Earth's orbit yet. SpaceX has done all this crazy stuff with these rockets that land vertically on themselves, black magic, whatever. But why am I telling you this anecdote? Because you have two men who are literally the two richest men in the world, who have unlimited resources, or virtually unlimited resources. They have the same objective. They want to, enter this private space race. One of them had a 2-year advantage, all right? And it's Elon Musk, the one who got to orbit first. Is that because of Elon Musk? On this aspect, let me explain. It's about the money? No, because both of them have all the money in the world. It's about the people they hire. It's as simple as that, because Elon Musk cannot like work he only himself in SpaceX. He has to surround himself of the best of the best of the very best out there. This is the only way that he has managed to do that. At the same time, he's running Tesla and all these other companies. So that is an example of how important it doesn't matter your resources or how some people say, oh, the privileges of William and Catherine, they're so privileged. That could be one thing. And you could be also very smart, and I consider William and Catherine really smart. But the real smarts is picking not good people for the job, but great people for the job. And I was reading this guy's resume, and this is he was even in 2021 summoned by Boris Johnson to become a supply chain advisor for the entire UK. Okay, we're talking about supply chain is how you bring food from the farms to your plate. Okay, from the farms to every house in the UK. How do you do that? Remember that in those years, the pandemic, the lockdowns, all that crazy stuff, so many things, so many crazy things were happening. We want to forget that. We cannot forget any of that. And this guy was just cherry picked. Like, you are going to solve the supply chain of food in the UK during the pandemic. That tells a lot about this guy. I mean, I was just impressed. And that is the reason why he got a knighthood. And that is the way to get a knighthood, to make sure people in the UK get food in those crazy times. Ex-Tesco boss humbled to get knighthood on behalf of food industry heroes. Sir Dave Lewis, who is 56 years old, it was 3 years old. He must be he must be 59 right now. Was advising the government on how to fix the supply chain crisis. This is the kind of things I've always admired, thinking and strategy, no matter what is the field. And people like this who have a mind, who can strategize at such a vast level of things. He described their work in getting food to people during the lockdowns as just a phenomenal achievement, and added that it makes me think of when the pandemic started and all the amazing things that people did. Sir Dave stepped down from the supermarket giant in September last year after turning around its fortunes following a major accounting scandal. This guy has it. I mean, this guy is hands down brilliant, and that's why I find it so valuable that William and Catherine pick him for the director on the Royal Foundation Board of Trustees. This tells me this is like the kind of things that are not body language, that are not human behavior, that you're not even listening to anything that they say. But these are the clues that tell you how William and Catherine do things. Maybe they take more time than usual to do things, but they absolutely will make them happen, and they think in the long term, in the ultra long term, and they hire. This is proof that they are going to hire the best of the best. And that's why I told you about this anecdote of SpaceX and Blue Origin. You have similar powerful men with all the money, with all the resources. What is the difference? The people that you hire, the ability to hire them for your cause. And that is also very, you have to be charismatic, you have to be persuasive, you have to be all of that. And well, it's if you're bringing this guy to the Royal Foundation, is it is proof that you have all that. So much success to Sir David Lewis at the Royal Foundation. That will be just amazing. All right. All right. So let's move on. I wanted to talk about this, and I want to talk about this picture. Sadly, I didn't have the big letters for this one. We're going to talk about the Order of the Thistle, and I don't know, how is it possible? I don't know how this works. I'm a Latino. I'm a Latino from Venezuela. We maybe we have our traditions, we have our culture. Maybe we don't have this. I don't know. I'm sorry if my fellow Venezuelans, if I'm forgetting something, but I don't remember something that this magnificent. The robes is called, or the capes, I don't know, all the everything. This case is the Order of the Thistle, which is the highest order in Scotland. It is possible that a royal order may have been founded by James III, who was responsible for changes in royal symbolism in Scotland, including the adoption of the thistle as the royal plant badge. And this, how come? I come from Venezuela, and I find this absolutely magnificent. This is just brutal. I want. I search if someone makes this. No, I would have to hire these anime cosplayers who make their own costumes to craft an Order of the Thistle garment for me. I don't know if that would be legal as well. I don't think the king would be okay with that. You know that the royal road can get crazy sometimes. But I'm starting with the bowler hat. I don't know where I'm going to end. You remember that my first videos, you have seen my first videos. You have absolutely seen my first videos. It was just a shirt. It was just a shirt, and sometimes I just roll my sleeves, and I was just making that on a shirt. I have those videos on my Bottle Language Guy channel. Then was the jacket, then the tie, then the vest, then I'm going to have a bowler hat, and who knows if by 2025, 26, I will be hosting your live streams like this. I don't know. But the question that everyone was asking is, why was Edward's feather? Why was Edward's feather is so big? My theory is that his feather was being seen. It's huge. It's like you see that William's is it looks nice. It's like proportional to his head. The king's, well, it's a bit fluffy. Not the king, the feather. The queen's looks nice as well. But well, Edward, it's like you have the biggest one. I thought it was because of the angle. I don't know if Edward's feather was like pointed upwards, but you can see that transition. It was very funny to know. But that velvet green, those velvet green, I don't know, robes, whatever. How do you call that? How do you call that? The velvet, the green velvet thing. I don't know. Is that a robe, a cape? It's tell me about that. And there's a very nice video here of in slow motion, because everything in slow motion is better. The king having a great time, the queen looking amazing. Sophie's is there as well. Oh my God, all those jokes about feathers in your comments. I love your rogues. We need like a royal rogue at night lives, so I can highlight every single of your spicy comments without problem. Yeah, probably the angle, the robe, robes. I want a robe like that. I would have to stay farther away from the camera to just fit everything inside the camera. Just amazing. This video was so lovely to watch. Just great. That green is so amazing. I remember that I got one super chat yesterday that I did not understand. Was you can dress like a gardener, and I did not understand the super chat when it came, and it was, how do I get into the garden parties? All right, that's what the super chat was for. I dress like a gardener, and I just, hey, I come here to, cut a bit right here, a bit, just a little from the top, and maybe that way I could get into those garden parties. We also have this, a Prince of Wales, known as the Duke of Rothesay. I'm sure, I'm 100% sure I'm pronouncing it wrong. The Duke of Rothesay, when Scotland joins their Majesties the King and Queen and other members of the royal family as they attend the Thistle service at St. Giles Cathedral. All right. Let me know if I'm pronouncing the Rothesay or Rothesay. I don't know. I should have practiced that before I started this live stream. And I got a lot of wonderful pictures as well from other years. We have this article was from 2018, in which you can see William next to Her late Majesty Queen Elizabeth. So we have this amazing history. I have not finished the idea yet. Have this amazing history that I find is just amazing, and I cannot understand how people from the UK, which are of course entitled to their opinion, they say that this should be abolished, this is unnecessary, or whatever. I mean, why? This is majestic. This is something that should be perpetuated in time. I mean, traditions is something that defines your identity as a country with the history of the country, right? That is important. I can say that oh my God, I pronounce that is the problem. Just tell me, I will review that. Thank you, Caroline, thank you. I would do. Yes, tradition is important, because you lose the tradition and then you become like every other country. If countries lose their traditions, then countries will not be able to have that wonderful separation from each other. Oh, they are separate. Yes, that is the idea of behind culture and traditions, and that is part of tradition. That is part of the tradition in this case in Scotland. Yeah, people like the pomp and pageantry of all royal events, but there are people that say that no, that is too much, that is outdated. That is a word that I don't understand. They say that this is outdated, that is no longer current. How you know that there's something called the Lindy effect. The Lindy effect is that if something has been working for a certain amount of time, it should be working for the same amount of time, but in the future. If a book was published in, for example, the 50s, and people has been reading it for 70 years, then the Lindy effect means that it is going to be read most probably for 70 more years. That's the Lindy effect. So you can imagine something like, well, all the tradition in the UK and all this beautiful pomp and circumstances, all the time that it has been like running, we could say that word, it should be running for that amount of time in the future, like survive every single one of us, and just that is what makes I don't know how to say that, one proud of your country. And you're gonna say, oh, you cannot say that. You cannot say. I have never understood that. I have never understood that. And I don't want to enter political territory, but I really don't like when countries, when politicians weaponize patriotism. That happened with my country. That is not the idea. I'm not gonna go further into it, but oh my God, let's make the topic a bit lighter. If you want with me up, if si me dan cuerda, por ahí me voy. If I began talking about what I think, oh my God, I'm going to be. It's like that Mourinho meme. I'm gonna get into trouble. But let's better enjoy this picture of Edward, the huge feather, and Sophie with her wonderful smile. Sophie with her wonderful smile. Oh, great! So many of you proud of your country. I think the idea is to be respectful. Sometimes admire other cultures. I was born in Venezuela. I love many of our traditions, and at the same time, I value the traditions of other countries. For example, Colombia or Mexico. I love Mexico. Mexico is something that is really close to my heart. I work really close to my rogues from Mexico. I love you all. It's something that I had this wonderful experience in the early 2010s, and it's something that you share. You have this exchange, this nice exchange of culture, and without just forgetting your own roots. It's something that I don't know. It's something that I was thinking. It's like this. This is a perfect example. I had this picture of it was later in the day, the king and the queen, and by the way, the queen was enjoying a 52-year-old whiskey. Oh, nice. So nice. Queen Camilla declared that hit the spot as she and the king drank 52-year-old whiskey at an event celebrating the 900th anniversary of the city of Edinburgh. Oh my God, 900th anniversary. And with that, this is what I tell you about traditions. I have nothing to do, or nothing. I have no family connected at all with the UK, much less Scotland, right? Precisely Scotland or anything. And I thought that it was this, but no, it wasn't this tartan. I was wrong. I had to correct this. I thought I had included the right tartan, but this looks a lot like the tartan that I want to get for myself, but instead of red is like magenta. It's bare modern. I did not include it here, but it's like that. It's like I want to dress like a Scotsman. I have absolutely zero reason to do so. I don't know if I'm allowed to use the Bear Clan's tartan. I know that I can actually buy the kilt. I don't know if I had to ask permission. That worries me a bit. But I just love. I just love that design. Those colors for me is to is just wonderful, and the history and the traditions and the food of Scotland. Have I told you that I actually like haggis? Have I told you that I actually like haggis? Did you know that a Royal Rogue actually likes haggis? Well, I do, and I'm here, and I could prove it any day of the week. Okay, let's see your super chats. Oh, Elsa, do you know Pantau? It was a movie. Thank you. No, I'm going to look for it. I have no idea, Pantau, but I'm going to look for it. Thank you, Elsa, for your super chat. Thanks for that. All right. Okay, I might be asked to fight. Okay, I what kind of fight? It would be with claymores or hand-to-hand combat. It's a dance fight, a debate. I could do a debate. I thought that at some point I should do public debates. That is something that I've been thinking. Maybe at some point, with all this stuff of artificial intelligence that they're going to create all this content and stuff. I'm sure that you will keep coming to the Royal Rogue for your daily dose of gossip and, of course, royals and non-royals at the same time. But I thought maybe at some point I would have to debate people live, like a confrontation. Maybe I'm not fit to fight people in an octagon or inside a cage. Okay, I could do it, but it's not gonna go end well for me. But a debate, I said, well, that would be interesting. That's not something an AI could do, and that's not something that people would watch. You would not watch robots playing basketball. You would not watch AIs debating. No, you would watch people debating. So maybe at some point I've considered that. But of course, debating requires, entering the controversial topics. And boy, the controversial topics have given me headaches. That's why these topics are so nice to cover, because they are fun. They are, it's just nice being able to share with you these spaces. And of course, most important, having your feedback. Now I know that everything that I said about the Order of the Thistle was badly pronounced. I'm going to do my homework. And all right, I could throw some logs. That's something I could do. But okay, maybe a log throwing competition. I just have to eat a lot more to get a bit bulky, bulk up. Yes, let's do this. Log throwing. I could do that. And what else? So you would do fine against has been in a cage fight. Oh my god. That would be interesting. Against Harry in a cage. No, I already challenged Harry to a Call of Duty match, or Fortnite match, or Valorant match, or PUBG match. If it's PUBG, he's toast. PUBG is my favorite game. I could practice Call of Duty. I could go for Call of Duty. Tossing the haggis. I don't think that tossing the haggis is a thing. Learn bagpipes, Jesus. Oh my God. I love music. I love every single instrument. I find it fascinating, bagpipes. I wish I had more time. It's called caber toss or caber. I don't know how to say that. I'm sorry. Emo is saluting from Las Vegas, Nevada. Saludos desde Las Vegas, Nevada. Thank you, Emo. Gracias por ese super chat. Siempre estás aquí, todos los días, siempre te veo. And Tanya Fraser, thank you, Tanya, for your super sticker. Shiva dog shaking his body from left to right, surrounded by red heart. Thank you, Tanya. We're getting to the end of this live stream. What's really nice, it's really nice. I don't have the image of myself challenging Harry to this Call of Duty fight we have to do. So, well, for those of you who are not aware, my bowler hat is on its way. So in no time, I will be doing my live streams with a nice bowler hat, and I would be closer to have to look more like a British gentleman, even if my accent is a bit strange, right? It's American with that Latino, but I know that you like it. Some of you have reached out to me to say that you like my accent. Well, my Royal Rogues, my name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Royal Rogue, And until we meet on another video or another live, we have a super chat. We have a super chat at the last second save. Last second save. Two things. Baby grandma. Will Prince of Wales be available for the Princess of Wales? Yes. I think it was. Well, first I have to finish it. That is important, and then we will talk about the prince, of course. And I was looking at this from Anne Marie. Anne Marie, the Scots just deep fry everything, and well, we're Venezuelans. Maybe that's what it's. We are pretty much alike. We deep fry almost everything as well. Have a nipple pinching party with no. I would lose. I would lose. Like Harry has too much experience pinching nipples. I am not keen on practicing that. I don't want to practice that. So I have this, and now you have some comments. Avenger or London banker? Yeah, that's what I'm going to. Like an Avenger, and be able to get into Balmoral Castle and record everything. Another comment. That's what you do. You do those last second saves, and then the live stream goes on. Oh my God, I just love sometimes. I one day I would just stay here and we will have an actual conversation. I will just look at your comments and we will have a conversation. Maybe sometimes at some point we will do it. Oh, Oliver, another super chat. You don't want me to go, right? You don't want this to end. Exactly, Aunt Clara, like John Steed. That guy really rocked a bowler hat. Oliver, you could challenge Harry to a battle of the wits, but alas, he's unarmed. No, that would be unfair. That would be unfair. Yes, you have that power, Heather. We delayed him. We have power. You always have the power. You are the ones who make these live streams. I just read headlines. I just pop up and begin to talk in my Latino accent so you can enjoy 1 hour every evening and have a good time. Oh, thank you, Penny. Thank you. That is really helpful. That is St. Giles. St. Giles. St. Giles. I'm gonna repeat it 1,000 times so I don't forget it ever again. St. Giles. It's a soft sound. It is a soft sound. I need a pocket watch as well. You're right. Pierce Brosnan and Thomas. Oh my God, I love that movie, the Thomas Crown Affair, with Rene Russo as well. Oh my God, I had absolutely. You know, can you believe it? I have forgotten that movie. I had to look for it. I love that movie. It's just amazing. What happened with that kind of movies? The Cabaret Toss is my favorite games band. Maybe I don't toss a Cabaret, but I toss Harry. Maybe I could toss Harry. Okay, I could do that. That would be fun. I mean, tossing Harry. Let's see how far can I toss Harry. No, this is too gangster for me. A gold tooth in the front. No, and a dagger in the sock. No, that I would get into in jail if I'm in the UK and I have a dagger in the sock. They will throw me into jail. I showed you a guy who had a replica of the Master Sword for a video game. It was just like 15 centimeters long, which is a toy, and he went to prison for 4 months. 4 months for having a toy replica of a sword. What? I mean, what? What is wrong? What is happening? Oh, yeah, that movie as well, of course. If I were a baller, that looked like something out of Clockwork Orange. Yes. Yes, I always wonder, that I'm sure that in Montecito they have a intern. You have to watch all the lives of the Royal Rogue, and that poor intern must be like the, like the Clockwork Orange with the clips on his eyes, and looking my my lives like this. Oh my God, I have to listen and look at the Royal Rogue all this time with the drapes on his eyes so he doesn't miss a single second. All right, well, let's call it a night. I just enjoy reading your comments, but this evening has come to an end, but I will come back tomorrow. My Royal Rogues, my name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Royal Rogue, and until we meet on another video or another live, remember the most important words: much love and bliss. Take care, because I love every single one of you. Bye-bye.